Also on board, Bob Weiner, Robert Weiner, if you will, Democratic strategist, columnist, and former communications director for Clinton drug czar General Barry McCaffrey, and former chief of staff of the House Committee on Aging. Bob, good to have you back as well.
Great to be with you, Alan. But the real idiot was Steve Palazzo, the congressman from Mississippi, who during Katrina said, send the money. And now, after Sandy, says, no, don't send the money. And as Sharpton said, we got you, Congressman.
Yeah, that really is something diminutive compared to what I just played, my friend. I mean, let me ask you.
Except
Senator
it reflected
Reid,
all 67 votes against the bill.
So essentially, Senator Reid claims that the victims of Katrina were hurt less than those of Sandy. Have we gone from class warfare to weather warfare?
That point was inane, but the point about the need for the money is right on. Because you had a block of votes that already was threatening the bill's passage, and unfortunately, in our democracy, you need Christmas tree to win votes. I detest it. It's wrong. We keep deriding pork, but pork greases the pig.
If Harry Reid and the Democrats in the Senate would stop refusing to pass a budget every single year for fear that the American people will actually see what's going on down there, we wouldn't have people trying to get pork on the Sandy bills because they would have stuck their pork on 150 other bills all year long.
Bob, your take on this?
Well, that wasn't the real reason for the opposition. They kept talking about the pay-fors. And, you know, you don't do a pay-for when somebody's house is burned down. First, you fix the house. And that's what happened here. There was some pork issues. That was, I think, an excuse to vote against the bill when it was a northeast-south.
Bob, I want to go ahead and use. Actually, Bob, I want to use your analogy. The house has been burned down. We need to repair the house. Should the money go directly for the repairs on the house versus Sal's barbershop down the street that would like to have some new shrubbery put in front of it?
You don't want to help the businesses that are destroyed? You don't want to help them rebuild? I thought all you guys were for helping small business.
I'm saying Sal's barbershop that just wants more
that's
shrubbery.
Small business. And if Sal needs to get his shop back in the same gear that attracts people instead of looking like it's in a dive because it just had an entire hurricane with shredded houses and shredded wood all around it, I don't blame him for having a little landscaping.
Bob, why is it we can't prioritize? Why do we treat the two as if they're one and the same, which is what we're doing if you're saying, as you said before, that they're not at odds with one another?
I'm for Sal's shrubs. I think you've got to, and you, the party of the job creators, which is so downstream, the tax breaks, which are so downstream instead of the people that need jobs now to do people programs, your argument falls flat in its hypocrisy and contradictions.
They are of analogous need, not different need. Are you going to stick with that, Bob?
Yeah, I'm still for Sal's shrubs because if I have to pick a barber shop, I'm going to pick the one that has the pretty shrubs in front of it, and Sal will lose business and go out of business.
We had $600 billion in new revenue, $15 billion in spending cuts. On a yearly basis, that means $60 billion in new revenue and $1.5 billion in spending cuts. I mean, two-thirds of that was wiped away with the upcoming funding that will go to the victims of Sandy, as well as the $30 billion put aside for extending unemployment benefits. How do you see this unfolding, Bob Weiner?
Well, I have an op-ed in a major paper that's going to run tomorrow, and I never jeopardize it by naming the paper, but it's one which you will get online and you will see. And I think I am very proud to be a commentator on your show, Alan, and I think a lot of that is because of these op-eds. This one is one that I talked about last week in terms of the theme, Boehner's profile and courage for negotiating and working with the Democrats. That's how government runs, and that's what's got to happen. And if we try to block that, we're idiots, all of us. So I think Boehner deserves a lot of courage for what he did, and that's got to be the model for the future.